Hello, everyone, to my live session on the topic of taking less action and less energy to manifest the vision of your life. Really, really important topic that I think I've spent years working on myself in my own life to take less action and less energy. And this is a really important topic for manifesting. So, welcome to all of you on this session. Let me just make sure that I am seeing your questions and your chats. I'm just going to go in right here and make sure that I am able to see your chat. Okay, there you go. So again, welcome, welcome, welcome to this session of manifesting your vision of your life with taking less action and less energy. And I think that's really important because a lot of times, especially when we keep struggling and struggling and struggling to manifest and nothing is happening, that's partly because we haven't really leveraged the powers of the universe. That's what it really is, that we just keep taking action, but nothing is sticking. And it's like throwing things against the wall. Okay, so before we get started, let's just clear the energy of the room. Also, I want to also remind you of the 69 Moons herbs, the Yu Ping Feng Sun Plus, which helps to support a healthy immune system, Xiao Yao Sun Plus, which helps to calm and focus the mind. They're both based on traditional Chinese medicine. The reason why I love traditional Chinese medicine is because the whole system is based on energy, the principles of energy, qi, life force energy, yin yang energies, and the 5 element energies. And so this is the reasons why I'm very into traditional Chinese medicine, herbs. I take TCM herbs every day myself because the principles are based on energy, and everything in the universe, including you, are made up of energy. That's quantum physics. 99.999% energy, 0.0001% physical matter. This is the reason why I'm so upset, really almost obsessed about traditional Chinese medicine, because it's an energetic system. So let's clear the energy of the room and let's get right into the topic. Hello, Jeremiah. Hello, Miracles 888. Hello, Skylar. How are you? Hello, Vivian. Let's just stay calm, breathe naturally, and stay present in the now. Dear Angel Spirit Guide, Cinemasters, Divine Creator, thank you so much for allowing us to open this safer space. Thank you for allowing us to talk about this topic of leveraging the powers of the universe to take less action and spend less energy to manifest the vision for our lives. So thank you so much for also removing any low frequency energies from this space that do not belong, to serve the highest and best good for the viewers so they may truly manifest their best life as they move forward. Thank you so much again for this wonderful, wonderful topic, and for allowing this session to go off without a hitch, with peace, serenity, calm, and these higher messages may be delivered for the highest and best good of the viewers here. Thank you, and so it is. Okay, hello, Melanie. Hello, Angela. Okay, so just to let you know, as I'm going through the topic, if you have any questions about the topic, anything that I'm saying that you have question about, let me know. Okay. So how many times have you, and this has happened in my life, everything that I talk about is really coming from a personal experience. And this is the reasons why I feel like I can talk about it, because when you have experienced it, it allows you to really, really see it from a deeper perspective. And so I think, how many of you have, gone through life and you're trying to manifest, whether it's money, it's career, it's business, it's love relationship, anything, right? And you feel like you just keep taking action, you keep doing this, you keep doing that, and nothing seems to work. Nothing seems to really stick, right? And we all go through those eras, time periods, and chapters of our life. That's part of the process of journey. And the reason why you go through those those experiences is for you to really learn about yourself and learn about your relationship to these universal forces. That's why we go through obstacles and challenges, to help us pause and stop, say, stop, wait, this isn't working. It's not working. I have to think differently. I have to be able to see things differently. What is going on here? That's what those moments are for. But some people continue to try to manifest in the same old way, and it's not working. So you're taking lots and lots of action. You're doing this, you're doing that. And all of those actions that you're taking expends a huge amount of energy. Huge amount. Energy is what we have and what allows us to live, stay vital, have wellness, manifest the things that we do. It's all dependent on energy. There is nothing else but energy. So if you're taking so much action, right? And you're just expending energy, that means your energy is just going down. It's draining. You're draining that energy. You're draining the energy. You're draining that energy to a point where you're just like, I have no more energy. I'm spent. I'm like, I have not one more ounce of energy to do anything, right? So you're just wasting that energy, and it's energy that allows you to create, build, manifest, and have those experiences that allows you to move towards your vision. It all takes energy. And so if you keep taking all of this action, then it's just energy spent, energy spent, energy spent, energy spent. And so that's not going to get you anywhere. That's not getting you closer to your vision, right? How is that getting closer to your vision? And how many times have you experienced that in your own life, or you've seen it happen in other people's life? Trust me, I've seen it happen, even family members, people that I know. I see them doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. And they're taking lots of action. It's not like they're sitting on their butt at home. They're trying to be proactive, but nothing is really sticking. Everything that they do is not working out. And the secret really here is because when everything, all manifestations are based on energy. Like I said, money, food, food is energy, but money, relationships, career, finances, it's all based on energy. You want that energy to be directed in the right way. You want to actually start to direct that energy, as opposed to just expend energy mindlessly, randomly. And that's what a lot of us do, is expend that energy just mindlessly. You just mindlessly, and in the direction that does not align with the vision of our future. We keep expending energy in a direction that does not align with the vision of our future. Think about that, right? It's like wasting money. It's like if you want to, let's say you're saving money and you want to put that money towards buying a house or buying an apartment, right? In the meantime, you're taking that money, which is energy, which is resource, and you're spending it on expensive clothes, expensive shoes, expensive this, expensive that doesn't get you to buying that home, right? Because you're now diverting that resource to something that's not truly aligned with that goal of buying a house. I need to put this money towards that. You see, that's directed energy. That's directed energy. But if you're mindlessly just spending money on other things, then you're wasting that energy. Well, it's the same thing here, where if you're taking action and doing all this stuff that doesn't really have relevance to that vision, that's not directing it to the right way for that, aligning with that vision, then you're wasting your energy. Wasting. So one of the things about not wasting that energy is to direct that energy. So if you have a vision, let's say you say, Moon, I have a vision to have my dream home in 5 years or 3 years. That's a vision that you have, and you're going to write that vision of what you want in the next year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. have a short-term vision, midterm vision, longer-term vision, right? And everything that your energy you need to focus is that energy going in that direction. That is directed, focused energy. So if you're then you're saying, you know what? Okay, I have to take action now, right? Because you do have to take some action. Nobody is saying you're not going to take action, but there is some action that you're going to take. But what you're going to take is meaningful action. Action that has a much better rate of success, right? Because you could take action A, action B, or action C. Action A and C are not really moving you towards that vision, but action B is going to move you towards that vision. That's what you want. You want to take action that's going to have meaning. And a lot of us take action that doesn't have meaning, that doesn't direct us in that direction. So you could be taking lots of action, but it's not hitting your vision. It's not, because it's not aligned with that vision. It's not hitting it. It's not hitting the mark. And the thing is, it's like when you know, those people who do the arrows and they do the darts and they take the arrow, you could have an arrow person that tries it 20 times, right? Boom, 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 right? But then where's the arrows going everywhere but the middle, the center, right? And then so they were doing 20 times, 20 times. They're doing this. And they keep missing that mark, missing the mark, missing the mark, missing the mark. Then you get another person that comes and takes the arrow in one shot, hits the mark. You see, this person did it 20 times, but couldn't hit that mark. And the other person did it once and it hit right in the center, right in the mark, bullseye. So that's where we want to go. We want to go closer and closer to hitting the mark. When nobody's saying that overnight, you're going to just hit the mark. You're not going to necessarily do it overnight because there's a process. There's a process of learning and expanding. Because if you hit the mark, like let's say tomorrow, you wouldn't be learning and expanding. So what you're trying to do is now what you're doing is you're focusing on directing that energy to hit that mark so that you would maybe have to do it 3 times and you would hit the mark as opposed to 20 times and not hit the mark. Maybe that person who does it 20 times will hit the mark at the 50th time, right? But by that time, that person has lost a lot of energy. That person has lost a lot of energy. Whereas if you do it 3 times, you've expended some energy and you hit the mark and you still have more energy to keep creating, keep innovating. It's all energy. So this is really about directing that energy. So let me see, and then I'm going to show you, I'm going to give you ways to direct that energy, tips and tools to direct that energy. How do I direct that energy, Moon, to that which I desire? So that's going to be part 2. So let's see if there's any questions here before I move on. Hi, Angelina. Hello, Melanie Coleman. What should I do? Stay at a position that energy is drained and constantly frustrated, or am I to stay put? I love helping kids, but don't know this is where I'm to be right now. Okay. So Melanie Coleman, my job is to help you make that decision. I'm never going to make a decision for you because your journey is to make that decision. I'm going to guide you to help you make that decision because you're going to make that decision. What it is you have to really trust. First of all, you have to trust in yourself. You have to trust in your ability to say, yes, this is the right time to go, or no, this is not the right time. So what I would do is I would write on a piece of paper, I would write all the cons, and I would say, okay, if there's no financial consequences to leaving now, then think about whether it's, deep inside if this is the right time to leave. It already sounds like you don't like your job. It's just a matter of when you're going to leave, it sounds like, right? So if there's no financial consequences to leaving, then you have to consider that. Consider, do I need this job for money? Do I need that? Then I would start, if you need this job for the money to bring you, for your livelihood, then I would say, you know what? You could give yourself a certain deadline. You say, by this time, I would have saved this much money and I could leave, and I would say have at least 6 to 8 months of living money before you're able to leave. If you could have up to a year, that's even better, but minimum 6 to 8 months. And then in the meantime, right now, you plan what other ways, what other places that you could go to work with children. And I think that is so admirable. God bless your soul for working with children, because I always say my next chapter is going to be helping children. That's going to be my next chapter of life, after I build out this AI technology company around traditional Chinese medicine. The chapter after that will probably be working with children, helping children. So God bless your soul. So what I'm saying to you is, yes, feeling constantly frustrated is not a good sign, and your soul is telling you to leave, but you want to be practical about it, realistic about it. If finances is something that you are concerned about, then you have to make a list. It says, okay, I need to save enough money for 6 to 8 months or at least a year runway. And I could, in the meantime, maybe can you do some volunteer work at other places where you might be able to network with those organizations that you like. Start to reach out to those organizations that you like that are working with children. Start to do that now, to explore those options and meet those people now, because you're preparing yourself for that transition. Now, again, if there is no financial consideration, then you have to ask yourself, why am I staying here? But this is a decision that I want you to make, because you know in the deepest part of you whether you should stay or go. And if there's financial concerns, you could structure it in a way that allows you to make those transitions much better while still protecting you financially. Okay, so that's my answer. But ultimately, you know when you should leave and how you should leave. That is going to be up to you. Listen, pay attention to yourself, trust in yourself, trust in your instincts, trust in your gut, trust in that you can make a powerful decision. You can. And whatever decision you make, it's not bad or good. It is a decision. And based on that decision that you make, and things happen, consequences happen, whether they're good consequences or bad consequences of a decision, trust that you will be able to handle it as they arise, whether it's good or bad. Because sometimes we make a decision and things don't actually work out the way it should, and that's okay. That's part of the journey. But trust that you could maneuver through it. You can handle it. You can manage it. That's where your true strength is how can you manage that decision that you've made? How can you manage the consequences of those decisions? Because every energy is constantly shifting and moving. So just because you made a decision going this way and it didn't quite go the way you expected, that's part of the journey to say, oh, I'm learning something. And now I could pivot this way. I could respond in a different way to correct that decision. You see that, and during that correction is when you're expanding and growing. So don't trust in your decision making, and don't ever say, I made a bad decision. Yes, there are better decisions. We understand that. But sometimes people have to make the wrong decision in order to learn and expand, to then start to make better decisions for their life. You get what I'm saying? So trust in yourself. That's what I'm going to say here. Okay, so let's see. Miracles 8. Last week I saw 4 times a day. I was so amazed. Can I have some advice in the 3? Whenever I see repeating numbers, I'm always reminded that my spirit guides are telling me they're with me. and they're not. That is number one. Number one. I haven't done numerology of the four numbers like 3333, but let's say we added those up. That's 3, 6, 9, 12. That comes back to 3. Oh my God, that's so cool. If you add 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3, that's 12. And then you add 1 to 2, that's 3. And I have a video, I forget exactly what 3 represent, but I have a video about numerology number 3. Go look up that video because I forget exactly what that, I'm not a master. I love numerology because numerology represents energy. That's why I love numerology. I love astrology. I love, I love tarot cards. I love reaching oracle cards because they all represent energy. And so go back and look at my video of the 3. Sri Rupa, absolutely true. I have observed several times that wishes manifest, but right now I need more positive. And yes, I feel I am draining myself. Recharging is so slow. Okay. Thank you for sharing that. Peace and prosperity. Back to you. Okay, Vivian, in this phase, is it advisable to be selective of the company you keep, like aligning with people with whom you share similar goals or values to help you achieve that purpose? Absolutely. Absolutely. Anytime you align with people that are on the same page as you, you're creating a focused energy. You're creating a building energy rather than a scattered energy. Right? So if you have people that are completely not aligned with you, then you're creating disparate energy. You're carrying scattered energy. The energy is going like this, and that's not building. In order to build and go like this, building is working towards manifestation. Everybody around you should be aligned. Doesn't mean that you can't be friends with people that you disagree with whatever, but it's not the people that you're going to build. It's not the people that you're going to build, meaning you build your career, business, or whatever. Those are not the people you're going to build with. Those people, if they love you and you love them, those people that might disagree and they still support you in what you do, even though they disagree, those people are okay to keep in your life. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to agree with everybody every time, but those are not the people that you're going to build with. The people that you're going to build with are the people that are aligned with you. So for example, business. If let's say you want to create a business, you never want to bring in people that are not aligned with your vision, with your values, because that business is not going to build. It's going to collapse. Or like even a partner, you want to make sure. Now, does that mean that your partner has to agree with everything? That believes in everything, but at least with your partner you have to be aligned with the value system. You have to share the same value system. You could have different views on other things like politics, that's okay, but your value system really should align. Okay, so there is important. If you're building something, then it should align. Okay, so that's kind of the rule of thumb there. Okay, Arpita, how can we become clear about our vision and remove fear, as most of the time we procrastinate and avoid acknowledging our vision and taking action? Okay, so this is a good segue to go into the second part of what I was talking about taking less action and less energy to manifest. So thank you for this question, Arpita, because this is the wonderful segue to part 2. So what it is how can we align with that, be clear and align with the vision? Is that what it is that write down everything first. Step 1, write down everything that you have vision for future, anything and everything that you think that you want. Write it down, because you want to get your thoughts on paper. That's really important. So as you're writing down all these things, and don't overthink it. Let it go. Stream of thought. Write it down. Stream of thought. Write it down. Stream of thought. Don't overthink anything. Then, maybe put it down and then look at it again. Maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, maybe 3 days later. You look at it and you're like, when you look at it when you feel calm. Don't look at it when you feel stressed. Don't look at it when you feel confused. Don't look at it when you feel anxiety. Don't look at it when you feel depressed. Those are not the times to look at your vision. Look at it when you're feeling calm. Spend some time with nature. Go to the ocean, go to the woods, and clear yourself. Then look at that vision again. You say, oh, wow. You're going to look at it from a different perspective now. Maybe it's a little different. And then you're going to start to say, okay, what are my short term from what this list that I have? This list is a pretty big list. This list that I have, now I'm going to say, okay, I have a short term goal, midterm goal, longer term goal. Maybe the short term goal could be the next year to 2 years. The midterm goal can be the next 3 to 5 years. And the long term goal could be for the next 7 to 10 years. And then you're going to take this list that you've looked at and you're just going to write, oh, short-term vision, short-term goal right here, midterm goal right here, long-term goal right here. So you're going to start to categorize those vision of what you want to achieve. And then you're going to take that and you're going to say, does this really resonate with me? Now, does it mean that that vision can't change a year later? Of course it can. But for now, you want to have that vision. Everything changes. So the vision that you have now may change 2 years from now, and that's okay. And that's part of the journey. And you'll do that exercise again 2 years from now. But for now, you have the short-term, midterm, long-term vision. And then what you're going to do is you're going to practice every single day. You're going to practice every single day, whether it's mantra, whether it's self-talk, whether it's meditation, whether it's action. You're going to practice every single day to align your thoughts, your emotions, and your action to those vision. First and foremost, short-term vision. You want to focus on that first, because that short-term vision is most important, because if you accomplish that for short-term vision, then you'll have a better chance at the midterm vision. So you want to focus on the now, the power of now. What do I need to do today to move my energy towards what thoughts, what emotions, and what behavior do I need to do today? Do I need to have today to move towards that short-term vision? What is it? So then what you want to do under the short-term vision, you want to say, okay, what are my limiting beliefs? What are my limiting thoughts? What are my emotions around the short-term vision that do not align with the short-term vision? What are all the things that I am saying to myself that do not align with that short-term vision? Write it down. What do you keep repeating to yourself? And what do you keep feeling? Do you feel that you're not good enough? Do you feel that you don't have the experience? Are you saying to yourself that this is not possible for me? Write all those limiting beliefs down. And then you're like, this is what I keep saying to myself. No wonder why I'm not manifesting. No wonder why I'm not moving towards my vision, because look what I keep saying to myself and look what I keep feeling. And then next to it, say, what can I write that makes this feel better? So if you keep saying to yourself, I'm not good enough, right? Then what can you say? What are some of the three statements, right? 3 statements that you could say to start to reverse that, to reprogram your subconscious mind. I'm not good enough. You could say, you know what? I may not have the skills right now to do this, but I can learn. I can learn. I am good enough because I am an infinite, I am the perfect image of God. And I have specific talents and gifts that I can employ, that I could apply, that helps me to know that I am good enough. Whatever statements, write 3 statements that you believe that are that dismantles that limiting belief. That's just a limiting belief. And then you practice that every day. When you feel, and when you hear yourself, pay attention to what you're saying to yourself every day. As soon as you hear that, I'm not good enough, you go to one of those statements immediately. You say, pause. Okay, what are the statements that I can say? You go to those immediately. So you just keep training your subconscious mind. And then also the behavior, and then the feeling. So the thoughts, as you keep repeating the thoughts, then the emotions come up. The emotions come up. And pay attention to how you feel. Do you feel you're not good enough? Do you feel that you're not good enough? So as you keep retraining that subconscious mind, you're retraining your emotional mind. And that emotional mind is what's broadcasting out into the universe. And as you start to change that emotional mind, you're going to now change your behavior. The behavior will look different. And then the universal forces, you become like you're always a magnet right now. But the reason you're always a magnet. So the magnet is that you attract what you are, right? So if you keep saying you're not good enough, that's all you're attracting. You're attracting situations, experiences, and people that keep reinforcing that you're not good enough. But if you start to feel you're good enough because you keep retraining your mind and you keep practicing, think about it. After a while, you're going to feel you're good enough. And then by laws of the universe, you're a magnet to people who support you because you feel good enough. So that's what it is. So one of the tools that I have is a guided. I have lots of guided meditation and use them for aligning your thoughts and your emotions to your vision. I have lots of guided meditation. Use it. Let me give you the playlist. And there's a guided meditation called virtualizing. Use that guided meditation to help you manifest. So I'm trying to find the playlist that I have. Where is this guided meditation playlist? Why can't I find this? I don't know why I can't find this guided. I don't know why I can't find this guided meditation playlist. Let me look. Oh, here it is. Here's a guided meditation playlist. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you this link to this guided meditation, and I have lots of meditations for manifesting, for aligning your mind, your feelings to your vision. Use those guided meditations. Okay, so let's look and see if there's other people here that have questions. So thank you, Pizza. Okay, Skylar, Moon, how do we differentiate what dreams we should take action on? Because oftentimes the things we think we want aren't what we need for our life's purpose. Okay, I get what you're saying. Well, that's a beautiful question. You're saying the things that we want are not aligned with our life's purpose. Yes and no. Yes and no. The reason why you have certain desires is because those desires come innately from who you are, your energetic blueprint, right? So like, for instance, my sister has a desire. She just innately has it. I know she does. She's one of the leading sustainable passive architects around the world. And she has a desire to teach that to every student, every young person around the world, sustainability. She's an expert in this field. And when she teaches people about passive homes, she just gets so excited. It's something innate within her. Her desire is to get that message out to every student in the world. She speaks all over the world. She's an expert in this field. And when she does that, you can see she lights up. And she was born with that. It's not something that she concocted. She just loves it. She thrives. And that's a desire. Because that desire is in alignment with your energetic blueprint. So God created everyone very differently. So rather than pushing down your desires, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't push down your desire because you're just creating resistance, right? Let's say this, you desire to put this, if my sister's desire is to put this this important message out into the universe, and she pushed that, where do you think she would be? How do you think she would feel? You think she would feel expansive? You think she would feel growth? Or do you think she would feel like she's trapped, frustrated, and then angry, resentful, right? I think she would start to feel very angry if she wasn't able to do that. And she's not making a lot of money doing this, trust me, because it's a part of that is it's a nonprofit. So she's not making a lot of money doing that mission, that goal. But she is so alive when she does this. So my thing to you is this, is that what I would do is, Skylar, for you, and this is a beautiful question, what I would do is this, I would write down all of your desires. What are your desires? And say, what desires are aligned with my soul's journey, with my life's purpose? What are the desires that are aligned with it? So let's say you're in a spiritual space. Doesn't mean that you can't make money because you feel like that. Money's just energy. That's all it is. Money's just energy. So when you align everything, then what happens is I always feel that the money is just a byproduct of your alignment with your life's purpose. Because what it is that the money is just for you to be, it's a tool for you, for you to be able to do that life purpose, right? So I wouldn't press your desires down. What I would do is I would evaluate that. I would be mindful. I would say, okay, these are my desires. And how can I make my desires aligned with my life's purpose? That's what this is. It's not about suppressing it. It's about saying, these are my desires. And how can I align it with my life's purpose? How can I align it? And then trust in the process. I think my sister, and the thing with my sister, what she does, people donate now. People are now starting to just donate to her cause because they see her passion. So she's able to, they're donating money to her cause because she's so passionate, and you could see she's so passionate about it. It's authentic, it's genuine, and her authenticity just broadcasts out there, and people are now starting to actually fund her for this, for her expertise, for her passion. So the money is just a byproduct. You see how the money is just a byproduct? So the thing is this, is that don't see your desires as disconnected from your life's purpose. Align those two things. And you are so smart that you're going to know how to do it. It's going to make sense. Maybe you're not going to find it tomorrow, but over time, you're going to be able to say, oh, wow, this is how I can align it. Oh my God, like that. You see, Skylar, it's a beautiful question. It's a beautiful question. Do some inner work around this. Do some mindfulness work. Write it down. And you will see that it's not disconnected with your life's purpose. But you have to do that work, okay? Beautiful question. Thank you so much. Choosing me. I keep dreaming about being lost. Okay. Dreams are very, very powerful things. And it probably, I'm not a dream expert, but dreams are very, very powerful things. Because, you may feel like you're lost, and why don't you examine that? Why don't you ask your inner child? Do a meditation where you ask your inner child, you say, I'm feeling lost. Why? Why is that, inner child? Why am I feeling lost? Please help me, help me, help me. Go inward. The answers are very deep. It's deep in there. And you can pull those answers out. You could pull it up. You could pull it up. You could pull it up. Ask your inner child. That's like your subconscious mind. Why am I feeling so lost? That's what I would do. I would do a daily meditation on that until I start to, and any answers, any thoughts or images that you get, write it down, write it down, write it down. then look at what you wrote down. And you may do this meditation for over time, and any images or thoughts that you get, write it down, okay? Okay. Melanie Coleman. Hi, Melanie. Thank you. I appreciate every word of wisdom. Great idea, volunteering. You are right. I know that I should leave. However, it is financial as to why it may not be now. Yes, I trust myself. Okay, great. I'm so glad that I was able to help you, Melanie. The thing is that trust that you're going to make the right decision at the right time. Trust yourself. You know exactly when you're going to do it. And when you know it's the right time, it's going to happen. Okay. But prepare yourself right now. You could still prepare yourself. You could volunteer. You could do lots of things. So thank you so much for putting out this beautiful energy of helping the children. I admire anybody that works with children, because I believe the children are our future. They are our future. And I don't even have children. So think about it. If I'm so passionate about children, I don't even have children, because they are the future. We have to make sure that they feel confident, they feel good enough, so that they could go out in the world and innovate, create, build, to solve whatever issues we have on this planet. And it's the children that are going to become the stewards of this planet. So that's why I think the children are so important. And those of you like you, Melanie, who work with children, I admire you at the highest level. So thank you for the work that you do. Jeremiah, you got it. Trust your heart. Nothing happens. Everything happens for you. Great wisdom. I love that. Everything happens for you, not to you, for lessons. So thank you, Jeremiah, for reminding us that. What are you teaching? Does it relate to Taoism? You know what? It's my own thing. I love Taoism. I love Lao Tzu. Taoism is the way, right? The way. And the way is really all about the way of the universal forces, the way of the energy, the way of energy. The Taoism is, traditional Chinese medicine and Taoism are very connected. It's the way of the universal forces. It's the way of energy, how energy flows, how you can leverage that energy. So I would say, I love to talk. It's an amalgam. I love Buddhism. I have probably 25 Buddha statues in my home. I love Taoism. I love anything that really shows energetic principles, because everything in the universe is energy with awareness. And that energy has an awareness. It's a consciousness awareness. So you could call it Tao. I call it, I don't know, moon show. Because I love human design. I love astrology. I love numerology. I love anything metaphysical. I think because everything comes out of metaphysical. So I call it moon's principles, and it's an amalgam. It's an amalgam. It's a mixture of this. It's just a mixture. So I don't know. I guess I could put label on it, but I've never done it. But good question. My brand, I have no idea. I bought this at a local shop. I don't buy brand clothes, so I have no idea. This was like at a local vendor. There's no brand on this. Like if you look, there's no tag. I bought it. I was in Chinatown, and I just happened to meet with this local vendor, and I liked some, so not sure what the brand is. So sorry, I can't help you, Barbara, with that. Okay. Miracles 888. How do you interpret when I experience stillness while in the process of manifestation? Thank you. I love it. That means that you are creating and manifesting. When you experience stillness, that means you are experiencing the power of now. And when you experience power of now, you are a recipient to all of those universal forces that will support you. That's what the power of now is. And that's the power of stillness. When you still your mind, it's just literally you're removing resistant energy. You're releasing. That means you have less resistant energy. And the less you have resistant energy, the more you could receive the abundance, the prosperity that the universal forces has. And the more you trust in yourself and trust in the universal process, that maybe you're like, okay, I'm manifesting. And that's when you were truly in your flow. That means you're in your flow. When you feel stillness and manifest, you are in your flow. And I would do more of that. I would create more stillness, and you will see how more manifestation comes in, because that means you are open. You don't have that resistant energy. You're vibrating at a higher frequency. That's what that really means. And it's a good thing. So bless it. Say thank you. Thank you for this stillness. Thank you for this manifestation. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna continue to be on my flow. And when I'm in my flow, I'm in flow with the universal forces. So it's beautiful, beautiful miracles. You're welcome, Vivian. Perry asks, okay. Perry says, honor your unique individually with loving kindness and care. Thank you for reminding that. Okay. Okay, Arpita. Wow, I got it now. Till now, I am pointing outwards that this and that's stopping me to take action in life. Yes. Don't go inward. And from inward, you're broadcasting. And as you broadcast, then the outward comes. The outward cooperative component comes. So most people are trying to do it backwards. They're trying to create outward change. So as you try to create outward change, you're really just missing the mark. But if you create that internal change and you align your thoughts, your emotions, and then because of that, your behavior to your vision, then you're creating inward change. And all change in your life is inside out. It's not outside in. It's inside out. As you change the inner world, the outer world changes. Why? Because the outer world, we really live in a matrix. We live in a hologram. So this physical time-space reality is a reflection of our inner world. So now we have, whatever, 8 billion people on this planet. So now we have what they call collective consciousness. And collective conscious, so everything that we see on the planet is a hologram. It's a matrix of our collective consciousness. We're really living in a matrix. So you will see, as you change your inner world, your outer world will change. That's why it's all inside out, inside out, inside out. It's not outside in, outside. It's not that way. It's inside out. Okay, which physical position, Vivian, which physical position should I use when doing guided meditation? Should I do it when laying on my bed or seated? I would say it's best to sit up straight, and you could cross your legs. But if you want to, it really depends on your physical condition, right? There's no I think the ideal would be just to sit up straight and put your eyes closed or like halfway down, gazing, like maybe 6 feet ahead of you. That would be the most. But if you can't do that for some reason and you want to do it laying in bed, you can also do that. It depends on where you are at and where your body is. Because the thing is, you want to feel comfortable. Okay. So that is the ideal position to sit up straight. You could cross and just kind of gaze or close your eyes or gaze 6 feet ahead of you. But if you need to lay down because of your physical condition, then do that as well. Parry has wonderful, wonderful wisdoms and tips. So thank you, Perry. Sam Joy asks, are you doing any readings, Moon? Would love one over finances. No, I'm not. I'm no longer doing any readings because there are too many people that were trying to exploit, pretending to be me, reaching out to you individuals, saying that they were me, asking you for money. So I decided the energy was just very low frequency. And I felt the universal forces was telling, my higher self was telling me, don't do it anymore. because you want to release that top negative energy. And the only way the way that I felt that I was going to release it is to stop doing it, because people are taking advantage and asking you for money, pretending to be me, asking you for money. One of my followers one time said, Moon, did you reach out? Somebody asked me for money and pretended to be, was that you? They asked them for $500. And so I said, no, that wasn't me. And they're like, yeah, I figured it out. So that's the reason. Okay. But know that see, I love readings, but know that whatever the person is doing a reading for, and if they're good, they're reading the energy of the now. They're good at, so a lot of people who are in that, what you call psychics, they're reading the energy of the now. There are very, very few psychics that could truly tell you what the future is going to be, because energy is constantly shifting and changing. So you may get a reading today, but then based on your behavior, the energy can shift. So usually what they're doing is, if they're halfway good, is that they're reading the energy of the now. So then, maybe, 3 months later, it might be different, and so the energy changes and shifts and moves and this. So these readings are all about reading energy. So based on what you do, that's why it's important to do the inner work in the now, because what you do now and what you broadcast now is going to affect your future, right? So make sure that you are doing the work in the now. That's the most important thing. Because if you have, let's say, low vibe frequency right now in finances, if you do that inner work, you could change that destiny. You could change the energy to a higher frequency. So whatever the reading was now may or may not be relevant 3 months from now, right? So you want to make sure you're doing the inner work in the now, inner work in the now, inner work in the now, so that any low frequency energy, you can shift it to higher frequency. Okay. So no, unfortunately, I'm not doing the readings because of that. I love readings, but I'm not doing it. Okay. Okay, Sam Joy says, and the more I try, the less it works. Right. Because what you're doing is you're trying, and you're wasting, because you're not directing your energy in the right way. You're not your thoughts, your emotions has to align. So you have to direct that first. And when you direct that first, and you get that and much more aligned with your vision, then any action that you take will be a lot more meaningful. That's what you want. You want action that's more meaningful, right? So you take less action and you hit the mark, rather than taking 50 steps. Now maybe you've taken 5 steps, right? So that's what you want to do. But the only way you could align with your vision is by aligning your thoughts and your emotions. That's the work. That's the number one work. That is the number one work. And then as you're broadcasting a new frequency, then the universal forces, you could be at the supermarket and you could meet the right person. You could be at the gym and you could be in the right situation. You might meet, let's say you're starting a business and you need to find a business partner, right? And you've aligned your thoughts and your emotions to that vision. You've aligned it. You go to the gym one day and next thing you know, you've just met your business partner. That's how it works. You see how less action, that person wasn't looking for a business, but just went to the gym and met the business partner, because it's a byproduct. Manifestation is a byproduct of where you are energetically. It's a byproduct. So if you do that work, you could be at the supermarket, you could be at the gym, you could be at the daycare, and you're drawing in. You want to become a magnet to those cooperative components that align with your vision. Okay, so that's what it's about. Okay, so let's see. Okay, you're welcome, Barbara. Our Peter, can you please give us tips on how we can become emotionally strong, confident, and so that your closed ones words doesn't hurt you as that leads to confidence loss. I'm not sure what okay, so Arpita, the training that I just gave you, there's so many guided meditations, and I have so many videos on tools and tips on how to get your mind and your emotions aligned with your vision. I have a lot of my guided meditation is about manifesting, power of intention, lots of tools and tips that I have on my videos and guided meditations. Use those. There's lots of tools. I just spoke about what you need to do, the concept of aligning your thoughts, your emotions to your vision. And so if you're allowing, you also need to have, if you're saying that there are external people that are preventing you, then what you need to do is you need to create an energetic shield. You need to create healthy boundaries around those people. Create healthy boundaries. So perhaps, if there's a friend that is not supporting you, then don't meet with that friend anymore. Create healthy boundaries. Always give that friend a blessing from afar. Give blessing to that friend from afar, but create healthy boundaries around those people and situations. Don't engage with those things. That's step number one. And I have video on 3 tools to protect your energy. Always protect your energy. Okay, that's important. Okay. Hi, Simi, how are you? Moon, I'm applying for jobs. How can I be motivated to manifest in this process? I feel like I've hit a roadblock and feel defeated. Right. So when you feel defeated, this is not the time to do it. Because what you're doing is this, you're carrying this low frequency energy. You're dragging your feet. And you don't want to do it. You're like, oh, God. Right? So you're creating more low frequency energy for yourself. You're just dragging your feet. And then you're wasting your energy because what you're doing is you're not really putting out the right frequency to the universe because you hate it, you're dragging, you feel self-defeated. So this is not the right time to be looking for a job. When you feel self-defeated, you have to give yourself space, energetic space. So and then to come home to your soul again, to come home to your higher self. Because when you come home to your soul and your higher self, and you tap into the feelings of your infinite abilities, your potential, your gifts, your confidence, that you're good enough. That's the part of you that is true, but you've disconnected from that part of you. You've completely disconnected from that part of you, but you could reconnect. So what are the things can you do to reconnect to your soul, the higher self? What are some of the things that you could do? I know that when I spend time with nature, that's a beautiful way that I connect with my higher self. I connect with my soul. It's an incredible way. So what are the things can you do right now to reconnect yourself with that part of you? Because that's what you got to do. You got to reconnect. And then once you reconnect yourself and you feel good, you feel better, you feel more confident, you trust in the process, that's when you could go back to looking for a job. Because right now you're doing exactly what I was talking about. You're just taking action, hoping that something will stick, but that action has no real direction. It's just scattered. You're trying to focus that action. You're trying to do this to that vision, right? You're trying to hit that dart to the center. That center is your vision of what you want, right? You're trying to go straight to that bullseye, right? What you're doing right now is you're like hitting everything outside of that bullseye because your energetic, your space right now, your internal world has lost so much energy. And when you have lost all that energy, because when you feel defeated, that means you have no energy, you're never going to hit the mark. It's going to be very difficult to hit the mark. Very difficult. And that's what's happening right now. So that means that you have to stop doing that because it's not working. Stop what's not working. And you have to revamp yourself. You have to reconnect with who you are. You have to reconnect with the infinite potential of who you are. You have to reconnect with your trusting yourself. You have to reconnect with trusting universal forces. You have to reconnect with your higher self. You have to reconnect with your infinite potential. You have to reconnect with your self-worth. You have to reconnect with trusting that you can make great decisions. You have to reconnect that you are worthy. You have to reconnect with all those things before you take action again. Because once you reconnect with that, you could focus your mind, your emotions, your visualization to that which you want. Okay. So that's a great question. And that's what I would recommend to me. And I wish you so many blessings. Okay, how can you know if you are in the wrong direction and signal to stop putting effort in the wrong place? Okay. Vivian, when you reconnect with the only person that could answer that question is you. The deepest part of you, Vivian, knows when to stop, knows that it's no longer serving you. And the reason why we keep going in the same direction is because we don't feel like we're good enough. We have so many limiting beliefs. So a lot of times they're like, I married this person and I knew that I shouldn't have married that person. They weren't listening to the deepest part of who they are. They weren't listening to their soul. They weren't listening to their higher self. So spend some time connecting to that part of you, because when you connect to that part of yourself, you will know that part of the deepest part of you already knows. It's that your ego mind is saying, oh, you're not good enough. Oh, if you leave this, you're not going to find something better. That's why a lot of times when you see people in abusive relationships, the reason why they stay in that abusive relationship is because they have limiting beliefs that they can't meet somebody better, that this is all they could have because they don't feel like they're good enough. They don't understand their infinite potential. They don't understand their own talents and gifts. So when you are disconnected from your true, your soul and your higher self, of course, the ego mind is going to take over. The ego mind is going to take over and say, you're not good enough. You can't do this. You can't meet a better person, right? So what I'm saying is when you, Vivian, when you reconnect with you, with your higher self, you will see, you will know, oh, this is the right time to leave, because you would have confidence in yourself. You would trust, you would let go, you would release, you would surrender when you know it's right. So the only person that knows when it's right to leave is you, that you're in the wrong place. And your higher self already knows right now. Connect with that place, connect with your higher self. And then you will see the next time you'll be like, oh, Moon, yes, I discovered myself. Wow. And I knew I left that situation and it was the best thing that I ever did, because when one door closes, another door will open. Okay. Positorial, you're welcome. Okay, so I'm gonna close this thing out because it's 1 hour and I have a meeting that's coming up. So again, 69 moons, herbs, Yuping Fang Sun Plus to help support your immune system, Xiaoyao Sun Plus to help focus and calm the mind. They're both based on traditional Chinese medicine healing systems. And you can get those at shop.yin and yang living. Thank you so much for your wonderful questions and wonderful comments. They're beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's do a closing prayer now. Dear God, angels, spirit guides, sending masters, divine creator, thank you so much for allowing us to create this sacred space. Thank you so much for allowing us to talk about this beautiful topic of taking less action to manifest our vision of our life, by aligning our thoughts, our emotions, our actions to that vision, by having trust in the process, by trusting ourselves, by tapping into our higher self to know that we are infinite beings of infinite potential, to tap into our gifts, to tap into our self-worth, to tap into our own confidence and trust that we already know, our soul already knows what that vision is, that we are infinite beings of infinite potential, to help each one of these beautiful souls to reconnect with that part of themselves, the higher part of them, the soul part of them, guide them, show them to that part of themselves. Then they will become a powerful manifester of their lives. So thank you for your continued support, your continued wisdom, your continued guidance, your continued protection, most importantly, your unconditional love. And so it is. Namaste.